right. So, welcome to social media visibility without overwhelm for the holiday season. And I just want to see, I have a question for you. What's keeping you from social media sustainability? Let me know in the chat. And if you are watching this at home and you are not at home, we're all at home, probably. If you're watching the replay, uh, this is a question I want you to answer just for yourself. And if you want to send me a message and tell me what your number one thing is, then please do. But I will also want you to take notes. So if you're watching now, take notes. If you're watching the replay, take notes, because we're going to create a visibility plan for you so that you can lean on that and commit to that throughout the holiday season. It's going to be super simple, but you're going to create this for yourself, and I'm going to guide you through it as we go. Okay. Jenny says, lack of clarity. I honestly don't know what is working anymore. Okay. Yes. Yes. I hear that. Okay. All right. What's working anymore? Yeah, exactly. Um, so what is it for you? What is it? Is it posting to the void? Are you feeling like, oh, I just don't know if it's, yeah, like I don't know if it's working. I feel like I'm posting to crickets. You're too busy. You don't have time. You're, oh, Vanessa, you're drawing on here.
I
I
am
see.
so sorry. I was trying to find the chat.
That's okay. I don't know
Okay.
when I've seen this has happened before, and I don't know why it does that, but that's okay.
I'm
This
not
is
going to
just the
touch
first.
anything. I'm so sorry, everybody.
That's okay. We're all just learning here in this webinar. Okay. So let me know in the chat what you're going through with this. What brings you here today? All right. So we're going to talk about this social media visibility without overwhelm for the holiday season because things get busy, things get hectic. And I noticed that I'm like a film noir. I've got the film noir thing going with the blinds here. Let me see if I can roll them down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Here's our agenda today. If anybody is looking for the chat is should be at the bottom of your screen and it should just have a chat there. Curious about insights for posting over the holidays. I usually don't as I am taking time off for myself. Yes. So this isn't about, being if you want to take time off for yourself, sorry, let me just really actually handle this instead of half handling. Okay. All right. You win, son. You win. Okay. So, yeah, I'm curious to know about what your boundaries are for it because of course like we don't want to live our whole life on social media, but if you're going to this is for November, December, and of course you don't have to if you want to take a week off, that's totally fine. But if it ends up being where it's like all of December, if that's your choice, then that's fine too. Like I'm not going to let me see if I can delete these lines. Oh wait, hang on. No, again. I don't know how to delete these lines on here. So we're just gonna have these little red lines. So yes, it's all about choice. Like if you want to show up and you want to be present and do so what I'm thinking of for social media, it's billboard marketing. So just staying visible and having having people see you. And that could be, if you want to do it a few times a week, if you want to do it a few times a month, like if you want to scale back during the holidays, that's totally fine too. It's really what you want to do. You can also schedule things, and we can talk about that as well because that could be something that you do is schedule your posts ahead of time and have your posts show up for you even when you're not there. Okay. Agenda today. Why you might be getting stuck. Tangible steps that you can take to get more visible before the end of the year to create confidence and feel aligned. And the Epic Alchemy program to get support and continue to grow, plus the social media bonus that's only available this week. I'm very excited about this bonus that I'm going to be offering uh, this week for anyone who wants to sign up for a consult. So I'm just going to stop sharing and see if I can get rid of these uh, red lines. Ah, okay, it worked. Good. Okay. Have you experienced feeling imposter syndrome or comparison spirals? When you show up and you feel like, ugh, do I, like who am I to talk about this? Or you're seeing other people's content and then it makes you show up to post your own stuff and then you see other people's content and it makes you just kind of feel like you don't want to post anymore because you're comparing yourself with other people. There we go. Okay. Got the light out. Feel like you're posting to crickets, like you're just putting stuff out there and nobody's responding. Or you're showing up inconsistently and you don't get the response you want because you're showing up inconsistently. So you're showing up, you're posting something, and then it's like a month later and you haven't posted anything, or you show up and then maybe somebody comments on your post and you don't get back to them for a couple weeks or something like that. So posting and ghosting. So if you're experiencing any of these things, then what we're doing today is going to help you. And I have been in all of these scenarios, so I get it. Okay. Hi, I'm Jill. If we haven't met, I'm a life and business coach and energy healing facilitator. I have 15 years experience helping clients unblock, get out of overthinking, and go for what they truly want. I had a brick and mortar wellness practice in LA for 9 years that I started from scratch. I did massage and Reiki, and I started doing coaching with my Reiki back in 2011. And I was helping people with all sorts of things, but the through line was just helping them get unblocked. A lot of them were overthinking things or just getting in their own way. So I've kind of transitioned into doing more business stuff now, business coaching, and I've been using social media to bring in clients for my businesses since 2014. And I did a weekly challenge, a 6 week challenge to myself to show up on video every single day on Instagram. It was a little over a year ago. So I made a video every day for Instagram because I was just going to do it and see what happened. It was very educational and it was mostly a challenge for myself just to see if I could do it. I mean, I thought I could do it, but just to see what happened and not so much to get anything from it, like get new followers or get clients from it. It was more of like a self growth challenge. And then after that, I continued to post for 90 days. I didn't create a video every day, but I did post for 90 days straight. So every single day I showed up there. I did it messy. I did not batch. I did not plan. Now I like to batch and I like to plan. And as I was doing it, I was thinking, I've got a batch. I need to, create things ahead of time. But I didn't get on the ball and I still continued to do it and just do it messy because I had committed to doing it and I learned a lot from that. So I love to share these things with other people because it's really eye-opening to do that and you just learn so much. And I know that there's so much more to learn, but this is what we're going to talk about today. Okay. So, first of all, I want to get clear on what visibility is. Visibility is getting in front of people, connecting, and letting them know what you do and how you help. That's it. It can be vessels, like the different places where you show up are just part of like where you're visible, but not the visibility itself. So it's very simple. Just getting in front of people, connecting, and letting them know what you do and how you help. So if any of these things are missing that you can do getting in front of people, but if you're not connecting and you're not letting them know what you do and how you help, then you might be getting frustrated with your visibility. You could be connecting with people and not letting them know what you do, and then that can be frustrating because you're showing up a lot and maybe you're not getting clients. You're showing up to get clients or to get connections, and people don't really know what you do or how you help or who they can refer to you or anything like that. And then yeah, so letting them know what you do and how you help, you kind of like you're kind of probably doing those other things if you're doing that. But on the other hand, you could be just showing up and letting people see you. And sometimes people have they create visibility before they have an offer, and that's fine too. That's great because you're starting to people are getting to know you and they can follow you through different things that you offer. I've done many different iterations of offers in my business and my career, and people I have people that have followed me through lots of different things that I've done. Like I still have people on my email list that know me from when I did massage, and they're still opening my emails and following me when I'm teaching about social media. So if you show up and people get to know you, then if they like you, then they will keep following you or not. So here's the three pieces for sustainable visibility that we're going to talk about today for confidence and momentum with showing up through the holiday season, because there can be things that come up and we're going to talk about that. So the three pieces that we're going to work on today are mindset, routine, and accountability. This is what you need for your foundation. Okay. So the first is mindset. One mindset piece to have is the duality of holding two ideas at once. It's a long game, and I could get a new client or opportunity today, because sometimes when you're going to show up, it can feel like it's going to take a long time to get a client or to make a connection. So thinking that you could actually show up today and somebody could be looking for what you have to offer, or wanting somebody like you to be on their podcast or something like that. And so holding that idea that you could get some new client or opportunity today is helpful when it feels like, oh, it's going to take so long. But at the same time, when you're feeling like when you're showing up and if you don't get an opportunity or client that day, you have to hold the idea that it's a long game and that things accumulate. And having patience, holding the vision that lurkers are there and they buy. Most of the people that sign up for me, that even sign up for my for my webinars, for my events, clients, they don't comment on my stuff. They just pop into my inbox and there they are. And you probably experienced this too. The lurkers are usually the ones that buy. Not always, but if you if you're not getting traction, or if you feel like you're not getting traction and you're showing up, just holding the vision that people are watching you and they might be just waiting for you to say one more thing before they message you and they want to talk about working with you. It totally could be true. Like sometimes I will be like, I just want to see one more thing from this person, and sometimes I'll think, is it, looking for a sign that they're the right person for me, and I'll wait I'll wait till I see another piece. But if they disappear for a few weeks, then I think, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait. Maybe it's not the right time. So you never know. People could be kind of kooky like me. So those are the lurkers. Okay. Experiment. Bring a lens of play as you hone your skills because if you're not having fun, it really sucks. So if you bring a lens of play as you show up, then it just makes it more fun and your energy changes and people can tell when you're showing up and you're having fun. And it just, I mean, why not have fun? Okay. I guess I had two of those. Okay. Visibility is cumulative. The energy you bring from your thoughts can accelerate results. So, like I said, you're just putting things in the bank, in your visibility bank, and your energy accelerates it. So your thoughts create the energy that you show up with. If you show up and you think this is going to be really fun, I just want to see what happens today. I'm curious to know who's out there, who's going to resonate with this, then you're going to show up in a different way. You're going to write different things. You're going to make different videos. You're going to post different things or whatever. Then if you're thinking, oh, this is hard. I don't want to do this. I'm just going to, put it out. And I'm not saying that you can't show up even when you feel like that because you can. And sometimes your stuff will still resonate with people. But when you show up, when your energy changes, then your magnetism changes. And that can come from your thoughts. Okay, thought traps that can happen in November and December. The end of the year comparison spiral. Seeing others share big wins, or when you see people doing big launches, this can trigger, I haven't done enough energy, making you pull back instead of showing up. So when you see all of these things going on and people doing and people saying, "Oh wow, I did this. I made this much," or I can't believe so many people signed up for my thing or whatever. I sold this much. Sometimes it can, you can get the comparison spiral. But don't worry, we're going to talk about how to remedy that. Not wanting to be salesy. So this time has a lot of promo noise. There's Black Fridays, there's Cyber Mondays, there's all this stuff going on, holiday sales or whatever. And it might feel like you're shouting into the void or annoying people because you're getting so many things and you might have the thought, I recognize these thoughts because I've had these thoughts. Okay. So if you're having these thoughts, I know what it's like. So you might think, I don't want to bother people because they're probably getting a lot of emails like me. Okay. We're going to find new thoughts and look for evidence how it could be true. This is the remedy. Looking for evidence how it could be true. So just getting your brain on board. Okay, for the end of the year comparison spiral, I haven't done enough energy making you pull back instead of showing up. A new thought example is every time I show up, I'm adding funds in my visibility bank that create compounding interest. Okay, so every time you add, it's like you're adding more, but it's actually creating more visibility funds and more funds in the bank of people getting to know you and thinking about coming closer to working with you or collaborating with you or whatever it is that your goal is for your social media. And then with the not wanting to be salesy, Q4 is a lot of promo noise. Don't want to feel like you're shouting into the void anymore or annoying people. A new thought example is the way I show up is a breath of fresh air in the noise. My people love to hear from me, especially when I'm offering a way to work together. Can you try that one on? Okay, here's where we're going to create an action step. Okay, this is step number 1 of your sustainable social media visibility plan. Create a mindset mantra right now that you can keep on your desk to remember that will keep you going. So if you want to write it down somewhere and then create a little note card and put it on your desk to remind you something that you want to say about yourself. And if you want to type it in the chat, so something like say it's to say every time I show up, I am creating more value in my visibility value bank, or my people need to hear from me, or every time I show up, I create magnetism for what I want to attract. Do you have do you have an idea for yours? If you want to share in the chat, you can. But if you want to keep it to yourself, you can too. I'm going to give you, and if you are watching the replay, do this. Don't just sit back and recline and watch this. Do this. Write it down. This is going to help you move you forward on the days when you don't feel like it's worth it, or like you'll just maybe do it later. Something that's going to move you forward and get you to post. Kim says consistency builds clarity, clarity builds trust, trust builds community. Yes, love it. Okay. Next, the next part of the three pieces for sustainable visibility is routine. Setting up things you do weekly and daily so that you have a routine. Because if you don't have a routine, it's really easy to forget what you were gonna do and what your mission is. So you want to keep it focused and simple. Focused and simple. Okay? Not a million things, not posting on unless you have the bandwidth for it. Sticking to one, maybe two platforms. Keep it focused and simple. Okay, maybe you also can. Never mind. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to keep it focused and simple. Okay, because sporadic visibility is harder if you hit it and quit it. If you don't get enough time to get traction before you quit and jump to another platform, and then you repeat. So you decided, okay, I'm going to do Instagram. And then you're thinking, well, you know what? Maybe TikTok is easier. Maybe I hear it's easy to get followers there. So I'm going to go over to TikTok. And you go on TikTok and you're like, wow, I have to start all over and grow people. So you make a few videos and then you think, you know what? LinkedIn, maybe LinkedIn. I think that's the place. That's the magic place. And then you have spent all this time just getting started on three platforms or whatever, Substack, and then you don't get the traction. And if you want to, you can, any of them will work. Any of them will work. But if you hit it and quit it, it doesn't work. No flow, not growing and not getting clients or opportunities, even though you're great at what you do, because you're being sporadic and people aren't seeing you consistently and they're not getting to know what you are. And you have to tell them so many times nowadays, and always, but nowadays they're not paying that much attention. So they need to see you more. Billboard marketing, okay? No show. You're not being sought after for leverage relationships and collaborations that can work to accelerate your visibility, because people aren't getting to know you in one place. And once you start to get traction in one place, then people will start to make connections with you. You can start doing collaborations. Maybe have you on their podcast, maybe do collaborative uh, interviews or something like that. Okay, so we want to keep the routine. We're not doing random things. We're not expecting immediate results. You evaluate as you go. So if you're not getting, things take time to get results. So it's leaning back into that mindset piece, but also sticking with your routine, even when you're not seeing results immediately. You can evaluate as you go and say, okay, this week I showed up and this is what happened. Because oftentimes we think we're showing up a lot, and then when we scroll back to see how much we showed up, it may not be as much as we thought. So we need to evaluate that and see what we're doing and break it down. But continuing to stick with your routine. I know all this because I've done I've done it. So I have thought that I posted a lot, and then I go and I scroll back and I'm like, oh, okay, I did actually didn't post as much as I thought I did. In my mind, it seems like a lot, but it wasn't actually when I look at it. It happens. Okay. All right. So this is our second action step. Okay. So I want you to write down right now, when are you going to show up? Okay. When are you going to show up? On how many times a week? How many times a month? Do you want to show up 3 times a week? Do you want to show up depending on what platform you're on? So, like YouTube, or if you're on Substack or whatever, wherever it is, they all have different kind of parameters of parameters of what uh, consistently showing up would be. But for you, when are you going to show up? And anything you pick is good. It's fine because you're creating a routine. So if you say I want to show up once a week or once a month, twice a month, pick that now and decide what day you want to show up. So you say I show up every Monday. I show up Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And you have this decided so that you know when it's going to be. So you can plan for that. So it doesn't just a week goes by and then you think, "Oh yeah, I was going to show up, but I didn't." We want to create a routine. So if you want to drop in the chat, oops, if you want to nope. If you want to drop in the chat when you're committing to show up for yourself. Let me know in the chat. Or if you need help, let me know. If you're thinking, I don't know how often it is to show up, just pick something. Sticking to 5 days a week. Great. Monday through Friday. That's awesome. Okay. Yes. Love it. Okay. All right. Now, the the third piece for sustainable visibility is accountability. Have a way to stay accountable and focused with a coach, with a group, with a friend. Okay? You can also do like a checklist for yourself or something like that if you want to try to hold yourself accountable. It's always nice to have somebody else that you can check in with. But if you want to just create a checklist, sometimes that works. Because here's why. When you're showing up and you're trying to create a very regular routine, this is what usually happens, especially if you're doing something that's out of your comfort zone. You start, okay? And then you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to show up this many times. And I'm going to, say this or do videos or whatever. And then you're going to get beginner support, and your friends and your family and people that are closest to you, or your biggest fans on social media or whatever, your business buddies, they're going to be excited for you, and they are going to be supporting you with comments and with likes and whatever. But what tends to happen is the more you show up, sometimes these friendly people, they fade because they get busy, and then they think, oh, they've got it, they're whatever, and so you get less likes, you get less comments from those people. that are maybe not resonating with what you say, but they were supporting you because they like you. Okay, so that fades, and then sometimes you get self-conscious because you're like, well, I'm not getting, the traction that I was getting. Okay, and then you might fall in a hole. And the times may vary with how long these holes may last. Okay. So you fall in the hole and think, well, do I really want to do this? I don't know. Is it working? I don't know what's working anymore. I don't know what's, if this is a waste of my time, like if people even like my stuff or whatever. Is it working? Is it working against me? Like all of these thoughts come up in the hole. Okay. But then you may come out of the hole. You will eventually come out of the hole. Times may vary, of course, and then you try to keep going, right? And then you're like, okay, you know what? I am going to keep going. You keep going and you're getting better. Okay, you start getting better, you start developing your skills, and you start, just showing up anyway. And getting better, and then you get momentum and you get curiosity and you think, what if I do this? What if I do that? And you start playing with things. And this is, you plateau a little bit because that's what happens. And then but you keep going because you're getting momentum. And then your skills start to grow. And you're you're growing your skills. You're not born with it, you make it, and this is what's happening. You're becoming very good at this. And then you hit a dip because that's what happens. You hit a dip sometimes and then you bounce back and you keep going. And then you're becoming a natural because you've been doing it for so long. But you've got to have the support to go through all this. And this can sometimes look up and down more than this chart, but it's really helpful to have support with this because, it's hard. Sometimes it feels like you don't, it's, it's sometimes hard to keep showing up when there's just you, and you're like, well, I don't know if it even matters. All these thoughts come up, right? So you want to keep up the momentum, not getting sidetracked and forgetting the mission because it can be easy to forget you are on a mission to show up and to keep going and to see what happens. And keeping track to celebrate your progress. Tracking your progress is really important because oftentimes our minds just want to go and see what the next thing is, or we have more to do, or I did this, but gosh, I've got so much more that I got to do. We want to celebrate, hey, look, I showed up, right? Like when uh like when Kim is showing up, sticking to 5 days a week, celebrating that on Friday, right? Okay, Jenny says, I have a checklist per day on what to do, and I try to batch create and schedule once a week. Yes, that's a great way to do it. So celebrating that you batched, celebrating all of that, because taking it in builds momentum and confidence. Okay, here's your accountability action step. Write down someone or a way that you want to hold yourself accountable. So if there's someone that you want to tell, hey, you know what, I'm committing to doing 5 days a week, 3 days a week, 1 day a week, whatever, tell someone. And or create a little checklist for yourself and you know check it off when you do it. So write down a way that you're going to hold yourself accountable. And if you don't have anyone, you can say, tell me what you want to do and send me a message, and send me a message when it's done. Okay. I'd love to hear from you and support you with that. Okay. So that's your third piece of your visibility plan. So we have, okay. So we have, I didn't create a slide with the three, I moved it around. Okay. So uh, we have mindset, routine, and accountability. Those are your three things that you need to show up sustainably during the holidays. Okay, momentum is created by finding helpful thoughts, It's your mindset mantra. And you can adjust it if you're feeling like, if you're having, if your mind is offering you thoughts that are not helpful, seeing what other thoughts you can find that will help you to move forward. Taking small planned actions several times a week. And if you're doing something where you show up less than once a week, still doing some kind of action towards your visibility several times a week. And staying in alignment with what you set out to do. So when you're saying what you want to do and then hitting those goals that you set for yourself, that's going to create momentum and your energy is going to change. You're going to feel really good about yourself and what you're doing. It's a confidence builder. Okay. So you might be thinking, this is a good foundation, but I want a coach to help me implement this and stay on track. Well, if you don't know where to start, if you are a person who easily gets sidetracked and forgets your mission, then clarity is something that we create in my program called Epic Alchemy. It's a one on one coaching program, and it helps you to have more energy and time, not spinning in circles about what you should do and how to do it. It's going to help you plan for things that you want instead of always doing the automatic, going on these side quests, just having too many, like having a bottleneck of ideas and not knowing which one to start with, which one to follow. That's what the clarity, I call it the clarity compass in Epic Alchemy. So it's just finding the thing that focus you. You can have multi passions and you can have a lot of ideas and you can have a lot of things you want to talk about, especially in your social media. That's totally fine, but we're going to focus you and get you clarity on exactly what that is that you want to be talking about, that you want to be sharing about right now in this season. Okay. And if you're a person who spins out when you go to a new level, if you have imposter syndrome or visibility hangovers, confidence is another thing that we create in Epic Alchemy so that you're showing up for your business in your badass energy with less people pleasing and better boundaries and creating safety to be seen and step into a new level, because every time we step into a new level, we'll get these imposter syndromes that come up. It's just natural. It's pretty much everyone gets it. And we want to create a safety to be seen and to step into a new level, because when we don't have that safety, then our subconscious will fight us and will it will want to bring us back to where we were before because it feels safe. So feeling really good and confident and showing up in your badass energy. So I have a thing that's called the inner badass method, where I take you through and you tap into your badass energy and who you are and who you want to become, and bringing that together in a way that aligns and creates safety for you to move forward. Oops. Getting stuck in a rut, not taking consistent action. That's what the momentum in Epic Alchemy helps with, to show up consistently, to create what you want, to streamline your process, especially with social media, and learn tools to help you dissolve resistance. You get more energy and fuel your beliefs so that you keep going, because showing up consistently gives you momentum. And the and if you're a person who gets into a lot of resistance, gets into a lot of overthinking, then I've got tools for you. I can help you with this, because I my brain loves to create resistance, as most people's does, but I have a lot of tools that I use to get out of resistance and just to loosen it up. If you have a tendency to put your energy last, neglect the things that support you when things get hectic, this is something that I see with a lot of my clients. They get really busy and they start their self-care goes in the back burner. Now, I want to say self-care is not always massages or pedicures or whatever. To sometimes self-care can look like creating protocols for yourself, for creating for doing things ahead of time, really taking care of yourself. I learned that recently, that that's something that is self-care for me, that makes me feel really safe and makes me feel like I'm taken care of, is when I have a protocol for things, so that I can work and play within those protocols, but it allows me to feel secure and it allows me to feel confident. So that's something that I do now, is create protocols for myself. But also, taking walks, taking walks with intentions. I have something called a purposeful passeggiata, where you walk. That means walking in Italian, and where you're walking and you're actually doing work and doing visualizations and priming your mind, so that you're change your energy. This is actually where my Epic Alchemy program came from, was that I started needing to transform my energy, and I tapped into these things that I known for many years through my wellness practice, and a lot of things that I've learned along the way. And I was like, oh yeah, so many business courses, so many, other things that I've been through, they don't really talk about this, but this is huge. The way you feel and the way you show up creates magnetism. And it's so important, because you can show up and you can be in one energy, and then you show up in a different way doing the exact same thing, and it's different. So this is very important. And taking in the juice of life now, creating joy plans, because this is going to help you to show up in a bigger way. So making everything else flow more smoothly, opening up ideas, because our creativity opens up when we are taking good care of ourselves, when we're getting out, doing things that are fun, that are not just work. Okay, so that's what I have to say about that. Epic Alchemy is a private coaching program. I do one on one coaching, there's messaging support between sessions to keep you on track, highly personalized accountability and encouragement to keep you rocking it, grow your dream business and life, save time and energy, feel amazing about what you're creating and who you're becoming in the process. And then the next step. So my bonus for you, if you choose to accept it, is if your next step is to book a free consult if you want to talk about what you want to create and how I could help you get there. And if you sign up for a consult, you don't have to sign up with my program. Just signing up for a consult, you'll get my social media prompt planner, so you can map out your posts for the rest of this year. I'm going to help you with creating hooks, which are, I like to think of them as more of like interest peakers, if you have an issue with the word hooks, because it's helping people to want to continue to read what you write in your posts. And so this is the link to book a call, or you can scan it with the little QR code. And that's what I got for you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. And if not, then if you have any questions and you are watching the replay, feel free to just send me an email or message, wherever messages can be sent. And yeah, I hope to see you and talk to you. Let me know if you have any questions. So if you have any questions about that, or if you have any questions about what we talked about today, let me know. Let me see if I answered everything that was here. Posting over the holidays. Let's see. Insight for posting over the holidays. Thank you, Jenny. Kim, do you want to ask me about insights for posting over the holidays? I'm trying to glean what you're curious about, if I didn't answer it already.
Um, I just thought you were going to give more insight, like the reasons why you should.
Oh,
Um,
Yes.
post over the holidays versus taking a time off?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you. That's very good. That's a very good question. So, okay. Let me, I'll just leave that on, I guess, because I think we're, yeah. Okay. So, whoops. Okay. So, yes, why you want to post over the holidays is because people are looking to buy over the holidays. If you're thinking about there are people in a shopping mood, and I don't know, well, I'm going to make it general, but Kim, do you want to share, are you a service provider? I think you are.
Yeah, so business to business. Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, business to business. Okay. Yeah. So one people are buffering, I think, a lot during the holidays. There's a lot going on, and so they're scrolling on their phones because they're just trying to like get a moment away. So it could be good, but business to business, maybe you could be a little less online. But do you think that the business owners that you connect with would be online during the holidays?
They may be. It's just historically that I've always just been, I'm a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. I want my freedom, So
Yeah.
when it's a holiday, I take the holiday. I don't typically, do social media posts for my business on the holiday. I might do a personal social media post, but it's usually, a family photo or something.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not saying in any ways that people need to post on the holiday and they need to be working on, whatever, Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, you know. But I mean, like over the holiday season, because a lot of times people will get overwhelmed in November and December with posting, and they'll just kind of like ghost their social media you know, for that whole time. And so this is more for how to keep it sustainable. And but if you are enjoying your holiday during and if you want to take a week off, you know, that's good. And it's always up to you. But I think it is a time when also there are people that are taking time off. And so your posts might get shown more than usual because less people are posting.
Okay. That's some good things to kind of think about and consider.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and scheduling, you can schedule posts, like I'm definitely not advocating for you working more than you want to work. Definitely not. Like I said, I'm all about joy plans, enjoying your time, enjoying your life. So this is more for just like keeping it consistent or sorry, um, keeping the visibility that you want to keep and also enjoying your life. So making it really simple, just a little like, you know, here and there, just thinking of it as billboard marketing. That has really helped me to just even when I don't have to put and lately I've been doing that and I've been actually getting like way more traction just thinking that thought that it's just billboard marketing. Like every post doesn't have to be perfect and whatever. Not that my posts are ever perfect, but it's just helped me to take the pressure off of what I'm putting out there and just like, okay, I'm just showing up and just being visible and it doesn't have to be a big deal.
Hmm.
So, was there anything else? Was that
No, thank you. This was great.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Just gives me fresh ways to kind of think about things.
Yeah, good.
For
Anyone
me,
else?
I love to schedule, so that has helped because before I used to wing it. It was like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, what am I going to post about today? But now I'm like, no, I need some sort of a schedule. So I make the decision, and it's good that I can schedule ahead. And it's not like I cannot enjoy my holiday, but I can still be present. And I mean, I'm a health coach. I'm a diabetes prevention health coach, and during the holidays, a lot of people are off. So sometimes those that are not really browsing as much on Instagram or whatever platform, they may have more time. So surprisingly, I've had
Yes.
instances in which people actually buy because they have the time to look and browse and click around in your web page or see your offers. So it's good to kind of like be around and throw something out there because and I didn't see it the way that you said it, Jill, was less people are posting. So that means your post may have more of a reach. So, but
Yeah.
scheduling has been a lifesaver because before it used to be like, oh, what am I going to do today? Or not anymore. Now I have a little bit of a thing that I follow and I try to stick by it.
Yes, I know. Scheduling is, oh, it takes away so much stress. And exactly, like if you're a health coach, like the holidays are, that's like boom time for you, I would think, because, especially like the day after Thanksgiving, people are like, I'm gonna do.
People don't like to start the program, but if you offer or if you're securing like a special pricing, they would secure that pricing and maybe start in January. At least like if they're doing like weight loss and things of that sort, but
Yeah.
they just want to take advantage of like the pricing. Like a
Okay.
lot of practitioners tend to bump the price in January. Like I'm going to bump my price in January. So if anybody wants to secure that price, even if they want to, let's say, start in January, they will need to purchase it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you get like those people. Sometimes December and they're in the shopping mode. So as long as they
Yes.
need what you're selling and they bump into your offers, I think like it does work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. Any more questions or comments? Okay. Well, oh, Vanessa.
Oh, I was just going to say, I didn't get to participate as much because I was scared of drawing all over your presentation again. But I do find this valuable as somebody who's been everything from a beach body coach to just doing it with, whatever. I love that you brought up the energy, and I feel like people do feel that. And if we're drudging through trying to post, um, people feel that. And I just think showing up doesn't have to always happen about your business either. Like even on LinkedIn, I mean, I
Mhm.
schedule those posts and I know some people click through and read them, but they're supporting everything I post from sunsets to me hiking and sweaty to, and it's just like that's why I feel like people go to you. So this was like refreshing and I'm like super stoked that I found you or we found each
Yay.
other. So yes.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I didn't know you used to be a beach body coach too. Yeah.
Yes, a diamond beach body coach. I was a coach for over 10 years.
Oh,
So
wow.
I feel like it's desensitized me to caring what people think, but also like if I'm not in the right energy, I tend not to want to post because I have this fear of people are going to tell. So that's why I've eased up on, the content because I don't want to do it forced. If it has to be forced, I just don't want to do it. So yeah, I love that you say that because I feel like the power of intention, it's people feel that, and it's just refreshing that your perspective. So thank you,
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
and
and that
sorry for coloring.
oh, it's okay. That also makes me think of another tip, which is that creating like when you're in that energy of excitement or whatever, when you're feeling the flow, if you can create a bunch of like write down a bunch of ideas that you have for posts, then that's like kind of that's harnessing your energy that you're in right then. So later, if you're not feeling so energized, you're like, nah, but you do want to post, then you can use that thing, like you can transfer that energy from that time you felt really good and put it out there. So it's sort of like a
Yes,
way around that.
yes, I love that.
Yeah, because sometimes I have different cycle, like, I think, especially women we have different cycles. I think everyone has different cycles of creativity, but we definitely have like our hormonal cycles too that go up and
Yes,
down. And so like there's times when I'm super creative and I have so many ideas and I'm just like can't even write them all down, get them out fast enough. And then sometimes when I'm like, I got nothing.
yeah.
So having
Like
that
who
bank
was I
from
yesterday?
yeah. Yeah, so creating a bank of ideas and content is super helpful because then you can roll it out and then you don't lose momentum because when I want to post things and I have got nothing, it really kind of like messes with my momentum and my confidence. So having those things to pull
Yes.
from is helpful.
Yes. I love it. And I love your colorful background, especially on this slide. So,
Oh, thank you.
and I like colorful and I like when people wear curls because
Oh,
I don't know why, but I think people say that they're like not professional. It's like, what? You don't know me and my audience. Back off.
yeah. I've never heard that.
Yeah, there's actually studies that people don't take people with naturally curly hair as seriously. Like it's not as
Mm,
professional. And
okay.
from somebody who has naturally curly hair, I resent that. Like,
Yeah.
anyways. Okay, now I'm
Yeah.
deterring everything. So thank you. And I know we already consulted, but I'm gonna be in touch again.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Looking forward to chatting with you again. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming, for watching the replay, and please reach out if you have any questions. And I look forward to seeing your content. Go tag me, send me a message, or let me know what you got out of this, and if you're having any breakthroughs or anything with any of this. I'd love to hear about it. So keep me in the loop, and I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.